We've been using PARS now for 5 years. First of all, we had the functionality of being able to access it outside of the school, and so staff weren't tied down to doing their reports between 9 and 5. But more importantly, for my peace of mind and my benefit, was that it fundamentally with PARS, even though it's an external program, it syncs dynamically with your SIMS system. If it's on SIMS, then it's immediately within PARS. Your records for attendance, not just for the years that you've been doing attendance in PARS, but all of your previous systems, it syncs perfectly. Your class list, your teaching list, the staff, all just syncs in. Staff have a single log-on. So in terms of actually the setup of the system, you install it out of the box, switch it on, and within half an hour, your entire system is set up. Everyone's timetable, everyone's log-on, all of your historical records is there to go, literally out of the box. And I know software companies promised this in the past, but I was genuinely amazed when that's what happened. 4 years ago, we just switched it on, and it was there, all of our data, which is amazing. It also belies another advantage to PARS. Whenever you introduce such a big change within a school as changing the way that teachers interface with the management system, there's a huge training task. And one of the advantages that we found, certainly in the early days, was that because it uses the SIMS MIS as its database, as it's basically the warehouse for all of the information, then it's possible for your admin staff and certainly your local authority to still converse with SIMS, so you don't have to train them initially. They can still use all the things that they've been used to using. So there's fewer training issues because it's possible to run the systems in tandem for a while. But enough on the kind of the technical stuff. What we found PARS really, really useful for is that members of staff we can really fine tune what they can see and what they can do from one screen. So they open it up and it looks like their timetable as you'd expect, but also there's a message service that they can receive messages from other members of staff, or they can receive a message if they've been the teacher of a particular pupil that might have some problems, and it'll just automatically only send it to the teacher. So there's a messaging service there that's very useful over and above email, and very quick and easy to manage. Once they've clicked into the particular class that they can see in front of them, they've got their register that they can see, they've got their mark book, they've got the behaviour, whether the students have been in before, so they can see all of the information that they need for that lesson. On a kind of a management level, they can see the prior attainment, all of the stuff that would normally be kept in SIMS, whether they've got SEN record, whether they're gifted and talented, any of that information is all visible from this one page. So really it's a one-stop shop, but it's not overly complicated because managing PARS as I do for the rest of the staff, I can, the level of fine-tuning that I can put onto what the staff see, it far exceeds anything that's possible just in the SIMS module packages. So staff don't get a barrage of all of this information about what PARS can actually do. I can literally switch on the attendance module, the behaviour module, the grading module, the reporting, and they just see what it is that they need to see. So it's complex, but no more complicated than it actually needs to be. So for us at the moment, PARS does all of our attendance, does all of our reporting, does all of our behaviour management, running merits and concerns, and also we're looking at maybe setting up a merit mark and merit and concern kind of shop where they can cache these things in, but that's somewhere down in the pipeline at the moment. It runs our detentions. What else do members of staff do? All of our reporting system, all of our target setting and assessment comes through PARS as well. So it really is the complete integration that teachers need with the school management system. anything that goes into PARS really is put in once, and then we squirt it off to the various areas of the school that we need. And as that increases, as we now have parental engagement that we have to be able to report and worry on, we know that if the staff can put it in PARS, we can get it to where it needs to be managed very effectively, with very, very little effort. When I was running the system prior to this, I would conservatively say that I'd spent about 150 hours managing that system. It was very, very time consuming. I honestly now spend on day-to-day running of PARS, well, I can't measure on day-to-days, if I spent half an hour a week I'd be lucky, actually, on the managing it, the setting things up, dealing with problems. 10-15 hours a year possibly. It's really just reduced my workload spectacularly, because it does exactly what you'd expect it to do, and once it's been set up, you can then just roll it on year by year. It's very intuitive to do. We're an email school. Staff use emails a lot to contact each other, and whilst all students have an email account, we found that staff-student contacting via email doesn't really have the effect that we want. Students generally don't use their school email account with the regularity that they use their normal accounts. So a few years ago we ran up against a brick wall of how do you contact students and effectively, either as a head of progress, a head of department, a form teacher, how do you get a message to students. And PARS solves that for us. We've got, it has a messaging system that's very, very flexible. If you're a head of progress and want to contact all the teachers of a particular student, it's literally one button and your message goes to them directly and they see it when they log on. If you want to contact all the members of a particular class, say how food department's forever saying, don't forget to bring your ingredients for tomorrow, by the way, you're going to need this. Literally, it's one button and it goes to all of your students in that class, and the teacher that's in front of them will see a little message appear next to the name, and generally just reads it out. So it's incredibly efficient in that system. Another way it's completely superseded emails is that when we log either a positive or negative behaviour, merit or concern, there's a little option that says, would you like to inform the form teacher, the head of department, the head of progress? And you just click those and bang, whatever you've logged as an incident appears in the relevant persons, and they can just use it just to kind of keep on top. So we often get emails going round from personal tutors saying, I'm interested in the behaviour of so-and-so, we've had a chat recently, can you just keep me informed? And suddenly members of staff realise that they just include them in these little messages whenever there's a behaviour referral, positive or negative, and the personal tutor can build up a really effective picture very quickly and very effectively of how that student's responding to either being on report or some of the more positive aspects of our behaviour system. So we've used that very, very effectively in PARS. One of the ways that we're hoping to develop it is that PARS allows electronic communication to home immediately, whether it be through SMS or emails, so that you can include parents in this behaviour referral system. We're at the minute developing our database of parental emails and parental log-on mobile phones and direct contact, and what we're hoping to do in 6 months to a year's time is to be able to include parents, a quick email to parents saying, your daughter's been involved in this, or your son's doing particularly well in that, so that we can, well, give parents the information that they need to know at virtually no extra effort to us at all. We've worked with task software, and I know that other schools have done this, and they say we want our reports to look like this, and within a couple of days a report comes back that allows you to use PARS effectively to produce the reports that your school wants to do, rather than a lot of systems which says this is the report that our data produces, let's just put a badge on the top and make it look like your school report. So we've really been able to manipulate paths to deliver exactly what we want, rather than the other way around, which I think is a surefire winner.